Friday 40-minute full body pump. You have myself, Coach Adin, taking you through today's wonderful session. It's going to be a combination of upper, lower, a lot of core as well involved in today's class. We'll start with a quick little warm up and then we get into our main workout. Okay, so in today's structure, we have a few different exercises compound with a bit of isolated exercises to work your entire body. So we are aiming between 8 to 12 reps for each exercise, and then we move on to the next exercise. So we'll treat it like how we normally do our Pilates flow, but getting that whole full body pump from the class. Okay. All right. So we'll start with I'm going to give you 3 minutes to grab yourselves a pair of dumbbells, or if you've got, if you don't have access to those dumbbells, you can go and grab 2 cans of food from your pantry or 2 filled up water bottle, as long as they provide your body with an extra bit of resistance for today's class. Okay. Also, if you've got resistance bands, that would be great for your final sequence, which is a glute or booty burner. So if you've got that, go ahead and grab that. If you have any issues with your knees, you can get all the way into that lunge-in position, stay there, and then we just work upper body. But if you want to try the lunges, I would recommend whenever you're doing them, try to stay above parallel to the knee. So not fully getting that back knee all the way down as low as you'd like to. That front knee, try to avoid that in line with your hips. So go slightly higher so that you can still feel that tension in the glute and the quads, but not compromising on that little joint at the front of your knees, okay? At the front of your legs. Apart from that, thank you for being so patient with me. I will be recording your workout that I missed on Wednesday, which are your triceps and chest workouts. So I'm going to be recording that after this so that I can post it straight away, and then I'll send you all the link. It was a lovely little break. We've got 1 minute. I'm going to do my yada yada here, where Asaili likes to tease me. But otherwise, it was a lovely little break. Escaping to colder Melbourne. I'm back. I'm ready to get into my routine again. And I hope you're all pumped for the remainder of this program, which is 3 weeks. If you've just joined in this week or you're joining in now, remember you get sent the entire 6-week program. So you're not just paying for 3 weeks, you get sent the entire 6-week program. And you can start with me this week. The intensity doesn't change. It depends on you. You change the intensity. I provide you the exercises. So if you want to go full, all out, you can do that. But otherwise, if you want to start slowly and then slowly increase the intensity, that's absolutely fine as well. So you get sent the entire 6-week program. And then you can start with me now, do 3 weeks. And then once the program ends with me for 3 weeks, you can then start from the very beginning, which is week 1 to week 3 at the end of the program. So just completing the 6-week program, regardless of where you start and finish. Okay. Now let's get into our warm up. So I'm going to get you to bring your feet wider than your hips. We're just going to go in for some deep squats, inhaling on the way down and then exhaling, bringing your hands up over your head. Nice work. Going for 5 of these, just warming up the inner thighs, the legs, and those joints supporting your lower body. Final 2. Last one here. Awesome work. All right, now from here, let's get all the way toe, heel, toe, heel. We're going to wrap our right hand around our waist and then tilting to the side, opening up through the left side. We are going to be hitting the core, obliques, lower, upper abs today. So just making sure that we're warming up the spine before we get into those movements. Deep inhale at the top, exhale as you tilt to the side, opening up the sides. Awesome work. All right, standing at the top of your mat, you're going to walk your hands away from your feet, trying not to tilt the hip side to side. Just keep that nice and tight. So imagine there's a barrel or a belt around your waist and you're not going to shift them side to side. So keeping it nice and stable. Hinging through the hips, slightly bent at the knees, soft at the knees, hands walk out and away. From here, you bring your right foot outside your right hand. You reach up nice and tall, feeling that stretch through the thoracic, but also through the glutes. Bring your right elbow to your right ankle. Let's go for 3 more like this. If you want, you're more than welcome to drop that left knee so you can get that stretch a bit more without hurting that back. Feeling it in the inside of your thighs. Last one here. Amazing. Let's bring our hands back down. Pushing through the floor, bring your foot out. Just pedaling the heels here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring your left foot outside that left hand, reaching up nice and tall. Again, you can drop that right knee. So you can feel that stretch a little bit more through the inside of that thigh, left side. Reaching up, going for 4 more like this. So in today's session, we will start with the left side and then we move to the right. Last one here. Awesome work. Bringing that hand down, bringing that foot back into a downward facing dog. You're going to bring your head in between your arms. Try not to look in between your hands. We're just going to look right at your toes. And then from here, paddling the heels out for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping it down to the knees. From here, we are just going to cat and cow, warming up the spine, taking a nice deep breath in. And exhale, tuck chin to chest, spine moves out through the thoracic there. And exhale. Taking a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Going for 2 more like this, warming up that spine, shoulders away from the ears, lengthening the neck. Last one. One tip here to allow that spine to lengthen is to think about, while your hands are glued to your mat, think about pulling the wrists to the knee. And there you will feel the lengthening of that spine. It's like you're separating the discs and now allowing it to lengthen, and just feel that release in your back. All right, let's get into some twists here. Through the knees out to the side through the hips, sorry, the twist, the rotation. We're just going to bring our right knee right behind our left wrist, and then left knee behind right wrist. I want you to drop that hip a little bit lower each time you twist. And you should feel that one through the obliques as you lift, and a lovely little stretch through the ribs. That muscle all the way from the sides of your ribs down to the side of your hip. Let's go for 3 more like this. And 2. Last one here. Hold in. Let's bring ourselves into that seated position. All right. I want you to lie all the way down. You can keep your hands behind your thighs, crawling yourself down onto the mat. From here, feet wider than the hips. That's windshield wipe. All the way down, feeling that stretch now through the front of your body. Hands can come up to the side, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Not too fussed about where you place your hands, as long as you can bring that knee down towards the mat. Awesome work. We're going to raise the heart rate just a little bit towards the end of this warm-up, so we can allow the blood to circulate throughout the entire body. So, making sure that you have your water bottle and your towel right next to you before we complete this warm-up is really important, because right after that, you're going to be looking for some water and to dry your face. Okie dokie. Legs wide, legs straight, hands out over the head. We're going to practice our roll-ups here. Just warming up the spine for some flexion here. Coming up, heels are flexed. So imagine you've got the floor underneath your foot and you're trying to stand up nice and tall. Last one here. And let's fold our legs, hands coming forward. Let's walk our hands back to our feet, and we're nice and standing up here. Nice work standing up. All right, from here, let's get into some squats. Bringing your hands up over the head, touching the floor, and then over the head. Let's get that heart rate up. Let's go for 10 and 9 and 8, 7, looking good. Feeling that blood circulating to the hands all the way down to the toes. For 3 and 2. Last one here. Now raise the heels. Let's go for 5 and 4 and 3. Final 2. Last one here. We're going to step in and step out. Step in and step out. Just getting that blood circulating through the entire hip, surrounding the shoulder girdle as well. Let's go for 4 and 3. Final 2. Last one. Hold that position there. Let's bring that back foot and that left foot behind the right foot. We're going to lunge and knee raise. Going for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Last one here. Switching over to the side. Right foot back and left foot on the floor. Going for 5 and 4. Final 3 and 2. Last one, bring it back to the squats. A little bit closer with the feet stance here. And again, 5, raise the heels, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. We are done with our warm-up. Perfect, right on time. Now we shall get started. I'll give you about a minute to a minute and a half. Grab a sip of water. Check that you have your towel there with you, because this one is going to be a nice little flow, but you're going to feel that lactic acid building up a lot quicker, okay? So it's not like you have a reasonable amount of rest in between. No, you're going to move from one exercise to the next. But rather than continuing to stress the same muscle group, we're going to go from one exercise to the next, working different muscle groups. So you feel that pump, we transfer that lactic acid straight away to the next muscle group. That's what you're going to be feeling in today's class, okay? So if you can tolerate that burn and just hold on, because that muscle group is going to get a lot of rest in the next sequence. So once you work, say, for example, your glutes and your shoulders, you're going to transfer that energy or that lactic acid straight away to your quads and maybe your biceps, and vice versa. So we're just trying to work different muscle groups, get that pump, and move straight to the next body part, okay? Grab your weights. We're going to start with a lunge sequence, and it's going to be a narrow lunge to begin with. So this is our regular lunge, all right? So watch. Any lunge, I will recommend that you do not let that back foot onto the heel. Don't let it rest. You want to stay on that front ball of your foot, which is far stronger than, it's a lot stronger than the toes, okay? I see a lot of people staying on their tippy toes, and sometimes you're just transferring that energy to your knee if you're doing that. So staying on the front ball of your foot is the safest, best, most effective way to work that front leg that we want to work, okay? So that's our regular lunge, and this is the narrow lunge that I want you to work with. So it's almost like a staggered squat, but you're focusing still on driving that back knee towards the floor, okay? Let's grab our weights. We're going to combine these narrow lunges with a bit of shoulders. So keeping the front foot, the left foot forward, let's keep that back foot about a foot away, okay? A foot away, staying on the front balls of your foot. Let's bring the dumbbells up, shoulders facing to the elbows facing to the front. We're going to get into that lunge, straight into a shoulder press. Now I want you to feel this a whole lot more in the left side of your body, so the left glute, and you're also working both your shoulders with that press. Let's go for 10, and 9, and 8. It is a lunge. Pushing through that front foot. 5, and 4, and 3, 2. Let's hold at the bottom of that lunge. This time, just that half lunge and that half press. Going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing up nice and tall. Let's bring the dumbbells down to the side of your thighs. From here, you're going to step in for that narrow lunge, stepping out for that wider lunge, okay? Notice the difference. I'm getting my foot about halfway through that stance, and then I'm stepping straight back into that lunge, okay? That regular lunge. Let's go for 5, and 4, and 3, final 2. Focus on pushing that left foot into the floor. Last one here. Hold that position. Now, all we're going to add here is you straighten the front leg and you get into a rear delt fly, okay? Sorry, a side raise. Rear delt fly is leaning over. We're getting into that side raise as we stand. Elbows are slightly bent. Dumbbell does not go higher than your shoulders, okay? So down into that regular lunge, pushing up through that front foot, straight into your side raise, and down. Let's go for 10. Nice work. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, looking good. 3, 2, hold in there, hands out to the side. We're just going to pulse here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, halfway, 3, 2, and 1, stepping forward. Okay, now we get into a row with the curtsy, okay? What it's going to look like from the front compared to a regular lunge. Parallel is a regular lunge. You can see you're standing on train tracks. With a curtsy, it's almost like you've got your left foot out to the side of the train track and your right foot crossing over towards the back, okay? So you're still standing on train tracks, except you're crossing the foot over. And that back foot, the knee, comes straight down towards the floor. And you're trying to feel this in the outer glute, but you're also working your inner thighs. So with this one, you're going to get a curtsy, lean over that front leg, straight into a nice little row. Standing up nice and tall, pushing through that front foot, squeezing hips forward so you're not still hinging through the hips. Squeeze that hip forward so you can feel that tension through the, I like to call it the thas. It's where the thigh meets the ass, okay? So let's get down into that curtsy, straight into our row. Let's think about bringing the dumbbell towards our back pocket. That's it. Nice work. One breath. Exhale, inhale. Exhale. That's perfect. Keep going for 5. And 3. Wow, this is getting my glute and my entire upper body working. Last one here, we're going to hold and completing that last one. This time we're pulsing that back knee and we're just going to row halfway through, not full range of movement, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Drop your dumbbells. Let's fold that left leg underneath our hip and straighten it out. And thank that booty for working super duper hard. Okay. Now we are in the middle of this sequence. Oh my gosh, the left glute, the shoulders, and the back is definitely feeling it. Now I'd like you to get into a straight arm plank. Okay. So from here, this is what I'd like you to do. You can start in the bear position and then just slowly sit back. This is really safe for your shoulders as well as your back. Or if you're comfortable with that straight plank in the knees and the hands, you're just going to sit back with your head in between the arms and then straight back into that plank. Let's go for 10 like this. Whether you're starting in the bear and sitting back and just making sure that your starting position looks like this or like this. Nothing changes with your upper body, okay? So you want to make sure wrists are directly underneath the elbow, which is directly underneath the shoulder for safe shoulder stability. And you've got that knee bending as you bring yourself to sit back. Let's go for 4. And 3. Final 2. Last one. We incorporate the oblique raise. Bring the knee to the elbow. Sit back. Going for 10. 9. 8. Looking good. Squeeze in the obliques. 7. 6. 5. Almost there. 4. We're almost there, guys. 3. 2. 1. Let's hold that knee. You're going to wipe across to the left, back to the right. Going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Opposite side. Sitting back first. Get a little bit of a break. Squeezing through. Right down and across. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sitting back. Bring that right foot forward. Let's get straight into our right side. Okay. Wow. I'm going to grab a sip of water before we start everything on that right leg. Everything that we just done on the left is now going to be done on the right. Okay. So good. When you're ready, grab those 2 dumbbells or the cans or the water bottles. We can just start back with that right foot forward and that left foot back on the front balls of your foot. So about a foot away so we can get that narrow stance lunge. Now bringing the elbows out to face the front with your dumbbells, just hovering over the shoulders. Okay, let's get into that lunge. Straight into the press. And again, just like we did on the left side, you're going to push the glute out towards the right so you can feel your entire body weight plus the weight of the dumbbells slowly building up through the right side. Going for 8. 6, 5, 4, 3. Wow. 2, 1. Holding at the bottom. We're pulsing here, halfway through the arms, halfway through the legs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okie dokie. We now bring the dumbbells to the side of the hips. From here, I step back into a regular lunge, bringing it back into that forward lunge. And as we're doing this, I want you to get into the regular lunge with that raise, straight into that regular lunge, that narrow stance lunge. Actually, we're going to go narrow, regular, then we do the side raise, okay? Let's go. Regular lunge, narrow lunge. Oh yes, feeling it now. We're going for 8 more like this. And 7. And 6. Push that right glute out. And 5. 4. Oh, wow. 3. 2. Last one here. We hold that position. Now we lunge, straighten out that front leg. Dumbbell comes out to the side with that side raise. The lateral raise. Back knee drop. Pushing through the front leg straight into the raise. Let's go for 9. 8. Wow. 6. 4. 3. 2. 1. Ready for that pulse at the bottom? Arms and leg. Let's go. Down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Okay, let's go for that. Curtsy lunge with that row. Keeping that right foot forward. Notice I'm about to the side, a foot away. My front ball of my foot comes right where my heel would. And then from here, bringing that back knee down towards the floor and try to hinge rather than a squat. So try to hinge forward so you can feel that transferring, that tension transferring through the glutes, the side of the glutes, and then straight into your row. When you're ready, we've got 8 of these. Down in the curtsy. Looking good. 7, 6, 5, shoulders away from the ear. 4, 3, lovely. 2, 1. Next one, we hold and pause at the bottom and pulsing through the leg and through the back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dumbbell drop down. Right leg folds underneath the hip. We straighten out into that pigeon pose. Oh my gosh. Give that booty a tap for its good work. Wow, wow, wow. Damn. Okay, we're 20 minutes in. Oh my gosh. Let's get straight into our seated position. Wow. That glute is seriously dead. Grab a sip of water and get ready for your next sequence. We're going to get into our core and our abs. You're most welcome to use these dumbbells if you can find a way to have them out to the front without compromising on your core stability. So if you're using weights, as long as you're able to get into that little tilt or, wow, hinge through the hips so you're moving back, you've got that lovely little triangle or that V shape in your body. The further you can get towards the floor without touching the floor, the more tension you're placing on your entire core. So this is going to be super difficult if you're using weights, as long as they're not too heavy. All right, when you're ready, weights or no weights, cans of food, water bottle, whatever works for you here, or you can just go body weight. Let's move back into that little C curve. I want you to curve the spine and then straight back up through the upper abs. So pushing spine out. What we don't want to see during a deadlift is what we want to see in these hinging back movements. I want you to sack that lower belly, scooping through the belly, straight up, opening up through the ribs. Rib down to the hip. And inhale to the top. Let's go for 5 more. And 4. Final 3. Last 2 here. One more. Okay, now let's get into that C curve. And as you're curving back, your arms come forward, pulling straight back up, dumbbell to the chin or above the chest. Let's go for 5 more like this. Pushing back and trying to get as low as you can go without lifting feet or without touching that back onto the mat. Last 2. The last one here. Let's hold that position. Bringing both feet off the floor now. You're going to twist right over to the left. Going for 10. 9, feet off the floor or maybe heels are raised. 7, leaning back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can hold that position, perfect. We're going to straighten left leg, bring it up, straighten right. Going for 8. 6, 4, 2, 1. Holding that position right there. We're just going to lay all the way down, keeping your feet up and off that mat. We now are in that lovely little bear position, except we are flipping over. So supine position. I want you to glue that back to the mat or imprint in that spine. From here, I'm going to raise my head and shoulders off the mat, bringing the dumbbell up, keeping that feet up, the feet up and knees in line with the hips. If this is too difficult, I want you to keep the toes on the floor, heels are raised, and we're just going to lift our upper body slightly off the mat as we exhale. So coming into that ab curl. And I want you to push that back deep into the mat. And as you lower yourself, I want you to let the lower back touch the mat before the thoracic does. Going for 4. Wow. And 3, legs raised or feet on the floor. Final 2. Last one here. We're going to hold that curve. From here, I want you to straighten, toe up to the ceiling, not towards that back wall. So toe up to the ceiling, bend through the knee. Toe up to the ceiling, bend through the knee. We're almost done here. Going for 10. Back into the mat. 8. Oh my gosh. 6. Pushing that back deep into the mat. Close the gap between your rib and the hip. And 3. Final 2. Last one here. Hold that position right there. We're going to swing down and over towards the side of our knees. Just lifting slightly through the opposite. If you're twisting through the right, lift that left shoulder off the mat and twisting over to each side, to the side of the knees. Going for 8, 7, lifting higher. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the dumbbell, hug the knees up towards the chest. Oh my goodness. Feeling that entire ab shaking through the center was awesome. All right, we're not done with the core just yet. Now dumbbell out to the side, put that away. We're going to get into some leg circles. These are so good for your hips, okay? So I want you to lie relaxed here. Let's bring our feet out towards the back of the top of our mat. And you're just going to extend through the legs. And I want you to feel like someone is pulling away from your hips. So your foot is getting long. Your hands can come over the head and just relax in here for a split second or 2. All right, hands come out to the side or by your hips, whatever feels most comfortable for you. From here, you're going to bring, all right, your right heel flex like so. So my toe up to the ceiling. And I can feel like my heel is pushing out. I'm going to bring my left leg up towards the sky. I'm going to open up and externally rotate through my hip, bringing it straight back down to where I started, scooping up through the lower belly. Okay, open out to the side, scoop up through the lower belly. Nice sweat. As long as that doesn't move while that leg is rotating out. Let's go for 3 more. Final 2. Last one here. Come in the opposite direction now, down towards where you started. Keep that foot flexed, that opposite side, and then scooping through the side. You should feel the obliques working really hard to stabilize the hip here. Exhale as it comes up. Inhale as it drops. You've got 4 more of these to go. Last 2. Last one here. All the abs dying. And we're sweeping down through the side, straight back up. Let's rest that leg. Oh my goodness. Let's bring that left foot to flex. So the heel is out towards the back of the room, and the toe pointing up to the ceiling. Let's point our toe of our right leg, right foot, okay? Now, we're coming up first. Imprinting spine if you can. Try not to move the left hip. Rotate out through the side. Remember, you've got a hip girdle there. A nice socket. So open through that socket. That ball moves out to the side, all the way to the back. You should most definitely feel your entire ab working hard to keep the hip from moving. Oh boy, 3 more. Final 2. Oh my gosh, the abs. Last one before you reverse. Let's go down towards the mat. Scooping up through the side. Externally rotate that knee, that hip. Ooh, going for 6. And 5. Keep that left hip where it is. Do not move or tilt. And 3. Oh my gosh. Final 2. Oh, last one here. Oh my goodness. Bring the knee up towards the chest, and I want you to keep the palm on either of those patellas. Rotate out towards the side. Wow, wow, and wow. Okay. When you're ready, I want you to come up, flexing the heel into your little roll up here. Before we move into our final sequence for today, we're going to lie completely flat on our tummy. So, pronated position here. Let's work through the spine. Oh my gosh, that was a killer. If you feel that more through your hip flexors, then I want you, the next time we do anything to do with our core and we're working through the legs, try to keep the knee bent. Okay, so still working with the same movements, but slightly bent at the knee so your levers are shortened rather than lengthening. Yeah. Okay. When you're ready, let's bring our arms just close to the side of our mat. Okay, so slightly wider than our shoulder stance here. And then from here, you're going to lower yourself all the way down to the floor, but keeping that tailbone tucked in. We release the arms up. We hold that position. Now, you can either rest your head on your mat or you can keep that neck in line with the spine, so pulling through the crown of your head. We're opening up through the back, so making sure the arms are long, toes are pulled out to the side. So you've got this lovely little X position with the body. Now, you can either rest your head or whatever works for you here, as long as you're not looking up and stressing through the neck muscles. From here, I'm going to lift my right arm with my left foot, or left leg, sorry, and then opposite sides working together. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Let's go for 10. And 9. Try not to move or shift through the center of your body. Towards the opposite side. Let's keep it nice and neutral in the spine and just lifting through those phalanges or body parts. So the right arm, left leg, and vice versa. Just keep going like this. 4, 5, 4. Hip stays tucked in. 3, 1. Let's hold left arm, right leg here. Now we tap and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to rowing my left arm towards my rib cage. I tap my toe. I release straight back in. I pull my legs and my arms out to the side. Row or curl through the hamstrings, tap my toe, bring it back in, opening up through that right leg, right hip, and left side of my arm. Let's go for 3 more like this. Tap your toe. You can either flex the heel so you can work your hamstrings a bit more, but tap in the toe, flex that heel again, pushing straight out. Nice work here. Let's go for 2. Now this next one, I want you to try and keep that knee off the mat. Your right knee off the mat for 1, Last one here. We hold that position. We're just going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that position. Oh my gosh. Let's move over to the right side. We're just going to go up and straight back down for 10. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Squeeze that triangle into the mat. 3, if you feel any pain in the low back. 2, 1. Hold in that position. Now I'm going to bend my knee as I roll my elbow to my side, and then I point my toe, I reach back. Flex that heel. Pointing toe, releasing. Try to keep the left knee off the mat throughout the entire movement. So you can feel that left leg working a little bit harder. Triangle into the mat. Row, heel flex. Toe, reaching for that arm. Last 3. Oh boy. Final 2. Last one here. Hold in that position. Let's lift through the arms and the legs. We're going to pulse here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the arms in so your elbows are in line with your shoulders. Pushing the heel of your hand into the mat or the side of the mat. Lengthening through from the top of the crown of your head right down to the tip of your toes. And just allowing the head to pull up through the ceiling, towards the ceiling. Feeling that stretch. Coming back down, take a nice deep breath in. And pushing away from the floor. Nice work. We are not done yet. Let's bring our hands a little bit closer to the side of our shoulders into that cobra pose. Pushing back, hips to the heels. We are almost there, guys. Final little sequence for your chest. I want you to come into that lovely little kneeling position. So kneeling plank. This time here, we drop the chest towards the floor or all the way down to the floor. Release the hands, heels stay up towards the glutes, pushing away from the mat. You're throwing your weight to the front of your body. Try not to let the hip hang like so. Keep it nice and tucked in so you're protecting your lower back. Release the hands, lift the knee. Pushing the heel into each other as you lift that upper body up, okay? Let's go for 5. Final little burnout. 4. And 3. Final 2. Last one here. We're going to hold this one here. Knees come in, knees move out. Hold that upper body or you can bring the hands down to the ground. Your lovely little burnout here for your glutes. 7, 6. Heels into each other. 4. Hamstrings. 2. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Last one here. Opening up that heel out to the side, to the back of the room. I want you to bring your legs a little bit closer. This time the whole inside of the leg is getting pushed in to each other as you curl that heel up towards the glute. Hold that position with your arms out to the side. Going for 8, 7, 6, almost there. 5, hamstring work here. 4, 3, wow, 2, and 1. I want you to hold that knee in, bending that knee. This time here, we're going to point our toe, lifting up, straight back down. 8, 7. If you have a band around your thighs, go for it. 6, 5, 4. Oh my goodness. 3, 2, 1. Knees out to the side, toes together, heels apart. Let's push that foot up towards the ceiling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding out. And we're done. Oh my goodness. Bring that hand down to the side of your shoulders or chest. Push away from the mat. Let's bring our hips back. A lovely little stretch here and thanking your body for pushing through that 40-minute full body pump. Oh my gosh. On the money with our time in here. Let's stretch out that hamstring. You need to come back up, bringing that right foot forward. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's get into the hip flexors first. So try not to arch the back. Bring that tailbone in, tucking it in. Sitting forward, feeling that hip flex on the right side. Reaching up with the right hand. Tilting to the side. And bring it back to center. You're going to point your toe up to the ceiling and flexing that heel. Reaching down and feeling that stretch through the left hamstring right down to the calf. Bringing your hand just underneath that foot, feeling that stretch a little bit more through the posterior chain of that left side. Wonderful. Let's switch legs, right foot forward. Bring that left hand up, try not to arch the back, tailbone tucked in, sitting into that stretch into your hip flexors. And then from here, tilting over towards the right side. Let's flex that foot up towards the ceiling and then just pushing the hip back, slightly hinging through the hips, feeling that stretch creeping down the hamstrings towards the calf. Hand underneath that foot, pulling up towards you. Oh my gosh, that is a beautiful stretch. Nice work. Let's get back into our bear position. Hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to bring that left hand underneath that right arm. Drop your head towards the mat. Right hand comes behind that left hip. And just opening up that right shoulder. Now bring that right hand down, pushing through the mat. Let's thread that right arm through the left side, head resting comfortably on the mat. And then slowly bring that left hand over towards your right hip, opening up through the chest, but also allowing the thoracic to stretch. Bring that left hand through, pushing through the heel of your hand. We're going to sit upright now into our lovely little mermaid stretch. So left foot folded forward, right foot folded back, holding on to your shin. We're going to bring the left hand over to the side, feeling that lovely little stretch right down to your sit bone. Forearm of the left side, down towards the mat, open out through the right arm. Switching the legs. Left hand grabs your left shin, bringing the right arm over to the side. Keep the right sit bone on the floor. And then right forearm comes down, opening up through the left. Final little one, feet together. They're right on time. Bringing the soles of your feet together, this time pushing the knees away from the hip. Slowly bringing yourself over that front foot. Try to keep both the sit bones on the floor. Sit bones are in your buttocks. Nice little stretch here. Bring the legs to fold. Left leg fold over the right. You're going to feel this one in your left leg fold over right. You'll feel this in your left glute. Fingertips, not your hand. Fingertips walk away from your feet and just resting your head in between your arms to feel that stretch on your left side. Last one here. Right foot swaps over onto your left thigh. Let's walk our fingers away. Keeping the sit bones on the mat, you should feel that stretch on your right side now, on your bum towards your hamstrings as well. And that is it. Just the last one here for your shoulders. Bringing your arms over and across, just hugging the shoulders down and dropping the shoulders away from the ear. Feeling that stretch to the neck. You should feel this one right there where the traps are. So drop and pull the shoulders down away from the ear. And that is it for our full body pump for today. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I wouldn't say thoroughly during the workout, but definitely feeling great after. Have a lovely day, guys. I'm going to be recording the chest and triceps workout for Wednesday, but otherwise, I will catch you tomorrow for our face-to-face Saturday class. Have a lovely day, guys. Bye.